listening to Who Got the Juice podcast. It's an open podcast to new talent, life experiences, and entrepreneurship. Who got the juice? Yeah. Let's do it again.
And we on. Welcome to Who Got the Juice podcast. This is episode 10, and I got a really special guest, Ronnie. Usually I have them go ahead and just answer for themselves, but hey, this guy right here, man, I could definitely say you probably know about any and every single talent that is probably coming up, or you probably work with majority of a lot of people. So I'll go ahead and let him actually introduce himself and, you know, name, age, where you're from, and, you know, what do you do for a living, for sure.
Yeah. Well, my name is Ronnie Reddick. I am born and raised San Francisco, so I am a native.
Okay.
I know the city. I know the Bay. I am a dancer, choreographer, but I also act, sing a little bit. I don't think there's anything I haven't done. So I've been working in the industry since, I actually started late. I started when I was like 25, and I'm actually over 50.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people look at me and they go, God, you look good for 50. Plus, I'm still dancing and working, so they are always like, wow, they're amazed. My students especially. Yeah. They get freaked out when I tell them I'm old as their parents.
Nah, just really quick, I remember taking one of your classes, and I probably got the most workout out of your class that would I've done flipping, you know, girls and, you know, like my classes or whatsoever. Like, I literally came out of there sweaty. Yeah. Like, seriously, like, it was such a good time.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I think I vaguely remember that. Look, you didn't come to very many classes, so.
I went one time with
Jonathan.
Was it Jonathan?
I think it was Jonathan.
Is it Juan? Or is it
Jonathan Esparza?
Charlie. No, that's the one I went. That's the one I went to. I went to one of your hip hop in San Francisco. It was like a studio.
I thought Jonathan brought you to class.
Yeah. No, I don't even remember. Honestly, I went with Charlie. And I remember I went with Charlie because he wanted to go ahead and start taking like hip hop classes. JC or whatever. Yeah. I mean, and then I think there was another guy there or whatever that he knows, but I don't really know him like that. But
I wonder if it was EJ.
I'm not really sure. I mean, you work with so many people, but all I do remember is that it was just so intense. It was so like fast paced. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I push people through. I mean, that's my thing is, and a lot of it is, especially if you're new, a lot of it is just testing the waters kind of because people get intimidated.
Really?
Because there's nothing I can't do. Mm-hmm. If you can show me, I can do it. Mm-hmm. So what I usually do to my classes, even though they're hip-hop classes, I challenge people by doing other styles mixed in. So it is a fusion class kind of.
Okay.
And I've been training hip hop dancers for years to do more than just that.
Okay. So what kind of styles will you mix up? I mean, you can go ahead and just.
Well, it doesn't matter. I can samba. I taught myself how to samba. Okay. Look, I mean, so I can do any sort of dance style that I see. Okay. I mean, I started taking, I took ballet, I took jazz, I took a little tap.
Okay.
And that was all in my early 20s.
Yes.
And so I started teaching. By 25, I was teaching.
That's nice.
And by 26, 27, I was working professionally.
Nice.
So it all happened for me because I was really shy as a kid.
Really?
I didn't dance at all.
I cannot see that.
I was very introverted, very shy. And then I learned how to say no. Yeah. And it gave me this
power.
Yeah, this power. Yeah. I started telling my family no. Yeah. I started telling my friends no, and it just gave me a power. And from that, and I started modeling at like 17, 18.
Okay.
Even though I was on stage, I was but off stage, I was still
timid. And
yeah. So I mean, that's where it started. It started with my modeling stuff, and then from my modeling stuff, I started dancing.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I started choreographing fashion shows here and there.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, from that it went straight into dance, and it never stopped.
So just really quick, you said if you can go ahead and show me, I can go ahead and do, right?
Oh, yeah.
So just really quick, so if I was to go ahead and put, like, let's say a girl, and I'm like, okay, do or like makeup, like do a backflip or do it like a quebradita step, you mean to say, like, no problem. You'll get it done.
I don't pick up people. That's the first
Oh,
thing.
man.
You just lost me on that.
I thought you just said it. Oh, okay.
I can't do anything.
Okay.
Do I want to do anything? Now, that's different. Now,
Okay.
I have worked in shows where I've had to pick up people.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's
What?
why I don't
Yeah.
do ballroom.
Okay.
I mean, I did teach myself. Actually, a couple of years ago, I choreographed a waltz for a client.
Okay.
I had one of my guys, Renee Castaneda. Shout out to Renee.
Okay.
Because he's a ballroom dancer. He's done Burn the Floor, so you think he can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's trained. He's tango. I mean, he does everything.
Yeah.
And so I had him teach me a basic waltz.
Okay. Yeah.
And I wanted to learn the girls' steps, moving backwards,
Of
and
course.
I wanted to learn the guys' stuff.
Yeah.
And I choreographed a waltz. So
Yeah.
I just had to learn the basic steps. So
That's pretty cool.
again, anything I can learn,
Yeah.
I
You'll
can
do.
I can teach or I can incorporate it into my movement.
That's dope.
Yeah,
man.
but I don't like picking up people. For some
Yeah.
reason, I feel limited when I have to work with someone.
Yeah.
Because I know you're good at that.
No, I was just saying, just because,
Yeah.
I mean, you just said it yourself. You were like, oh, anything you could go ahead and show me, I could definitely do it.
Yeah, I
whatever.
could do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I mean, if you were paying me some
Yeah.
good money, I might do it. But
Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
I don't do anything where I have to lift anyone. That's
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
And I have choreographed things where other people have had to do that.
Yeah.
But I personally, I would
No.
choreograph myself
Yeah.
out of it.
I don't know, like, why, but I think every Latino, especially that comes in, like, from the quebradita scene or whatever, that's why they want to learn how to dance the step. Because the step is not even all that appealing. Like,
You're right.
no, I'm being...
No, you're right. I believe you. Because I've seen a lot of Latin
Yeah.
dance, and I think it looks good in groups.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching the individual,
Yeah.
which I tell everybody too, when you're watching dance groups,
Yeah.
stop looking at 50 people. Zone in
Focus on one.
and focus on one or two.
Yeah.
If it's not good, you can tell just by looking at. So when I watch big dance groups, I'm not impressed by an army of people,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's literally nothing when you look.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
You know.
And then not only that, like, everybody's doing, like, levels, too, that adds to, let's say, just the whole choreography or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I remember, like, even coming up as, like, let's say, I started breakdancing before I did hip-hop.
Right.
Before I did, like, the whole Latin stuff or whatever.
Right.
And I remember I would always try to incorporate some hip-hop or, like, some, like, hand gestures, like tutting or whatever it was, bone breaking. I don't know. It was just, I guess I was able to do it. Now I cannot do that. I exercise way too much. I'm not flexible no more. I cannot even, like, grab my hands behind here or
my
whatever.
God.
Yeah, I just
the
started
bigger
working
you
on-
get, you have to work on your flexibility.
Yeah.
I mean, just for your health and
Yeah.
because you'll be walking down the street, you'll step off a curb and snap something.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, thought I
So-
was strong.
So
But
is this some like words of wisdom that you're giving a
Of
younger
course.
guy? Okay.
yeah, it's an
Yeah.
OG. sitting
It's
over here.
OG,
I'm a
they know it
OG.
all.
Look, yeah, well, not a know-it-all, but I've been there, and I always tell people, especially when you're bulking, when you're working on bulk,
Yeah.
you have to keep your flexibility.
Yeah. I'm actually going down. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
actually
'cause-
planning on starting to, like, cut down.
I
And
thought
all
when I
that.
saw you, you looked a little leaner.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you've always been a healthy guy. I'll
Yes.
put it that
Yes,
way.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah. But I think the only reason why I'm trying to, like, cut down is just because this whole, like, pandemic kind of gave everybody a realization. Like, listen, you're going to the gym. Let's say you're trying to pick up big weights. You're drinking protein shakes. My protein shakes were going from a 65 gram of protein to, like, almost maybe like 110 grams of protein. So now, with that said, that only means that I was putting excessively, like, a good, maybe like 10, not 10, like maybe like an excessive, like 50 more grams, like double the amount
Right.
of protein than what I needed to, whatever. So now that all of these gyms are not here or whatever, it just kind of opened my eyes to say, hey, you don't need to go ahead and add extra grams of protein, or you don't need a specific, like,
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna
physique
flip
or whatever.
flip the script a little bit. Why were you doing it?
Like, as far as like one,
Like, why are you building?
one to me, like, when I go to the gym, I like to lift heavy.
Why?
So This was like what came with me or whatever. Like when I started like dancing.
Yeah.
If you would have met me, Ronnie, right? If you would have met me when I started flipping, I was probably like 100 and probably 40 pounds. Let's just say 140 pounds, maybe 150 at most, right?
Okay.
In high school.
Right.
In high school, right? Really skinny guy, lean, no muscle whatsoever. So when I was flipping, everybody that was around me were probably like in their 30s. And I was, like 18 years old?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, when they hosted the first competition, I had to kind of have that mindset like, okay, there's a 30-year-old that already is probably working in construction or probably has their body developed. Because it's Latinos, Latinos, hey, I'll tell you this right now. They be working like 12-hour shifts and they'll just come out like, hey, what's going on? Where we're going to go party and stuff. But
right.
I just had to go ahead and just put myself in a mindset of I am not going to let my age kind of intervene with, me being able to like perform these like backflips. And obviously like as the tricks started getting more complicated, I went to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And in Chicago, they had the better tricks, they were more complicated for sure. Like they started adding twists and they started turning around. They started landing in the back. And there was like a couple of them where you will flip. They will land in the neck. So if you're not exercising like body parts like your back and all of that,
right,
it's going to take a toll on me.
Yeah.
So I was just
I think working out is one thing because you can be lean and be strong. Mm-hmm. Like I always tell people, right. I sit in class sometimes and I always freak people out who are built. And I just lift my leg.
Yeah.
I said, just hold your leg up there.
Yeah.
And they can't do it because even though as dancers we're trained, because if you train from the core out,
yes,
you become,
Superman.
Yeah, dancers are strong.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of what we do. So
especially like picking up your own body weight and stuff like that.
Exactly. But it's something that you learn to do once you learn to do it properly.
Yeah.
Then because you don't have to be big and bulky, but I can see street dance or Latin dance where it comes from a street base where you think, we got to be so we can just do it, which, you build strength. But again, it's those little things. It's working that leg muscle, that core, so that you can build all that stuff. So
that's
that
what I'm trying to do. Like right now, like I'm trying to go from
stretch.
Yes.
Too.
Stretch.
Because that's a sign of strength because your flexibility keeps you from getting injured.
Okay.
Because then you don't get all those things that normally you don't tear stuff. Your muscles become elastic and flexible so that you don't tear anything. That's why you want to stay lean.
Yeah. So I'm eventually trying to transition from like what do you call like I don't know what's a good phrase, but I'm trying to lean more into like Magic Mike, like I'm trying to eventually get like a 12-pack or stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, maybe you need a choreographer. Hey, Magic Mike.
I think the moment that I will start like doing all of these like sexual performances and stuff like that, I feel like I probably will go home and all of my stuff will be there. Like, hey, you're not coming here no more. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Get like cup of noodles for like a whole month and stuff like that. Nah, I'm playing.
It's
a good place. It's a good business.
Sexy for me is either you are or you aren't.
Okay.
You can't act sexy.
Yeah.
Because it comes off as stupid.
Okay.
So if you're trying to be Magic Mike, you don't have to do a lot. You just have to be. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like acting. You have to become that, and you just are.
Yeah. Just really quick, you said acting, right? That actually like, it didn't throw me off, but I literally was like, oh, he's acted before.
Oh, how many movies and commercials I've been in? Yeah.
Another thing, like you mentioned singing as well. So now you can go ahead and, this is your platform as well. You can go ahead and talk about your commercials that you've been, or you can go ahead and talk about like, let's say the genres that you sing in, or, just little things like that. This is Who Got the Juice. I told you this when we were like talking in Messenger or whatever, because that's how I told him if you could go ahead and be a guest. I know this guy as well. I've done probably like two jobs. No, one job.
2 or 3. No, it's been 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Definitely more than one.
Yeah. And like I mentioned, this guy is really talented. I can tell you this. You'll probably see this guy and you're like, this guy cannot go ahead and give you like a full, I don't know, like crazy performance. This guy right here will put you through a whole choreography, and you'll just like get out of the class and you'll just be like disembarked, just really exhausted. Like, I can't wait to go home and rest for sure.
Yeah, well, anything I can't do, I have people around me who are good.
Yes.
So, and that's one thing I believe in. I don't step out of my myself. Like, for instance, you're good at what you do, I want to hire you. I may learn a little bit from you, but I'm never going to try to dance something that I know I can book you for. So that's been really important in my career, especially for my clients, because it's more important that they get the best quality performer. It's not about me. It's really about, and it comes back to me as a reflection, but it's not about, and that's where you have to let go of the ego, because there's always going to be somebody better, someone better looking, someone with the perfect body, somebody with a higher leg, somebody who can flip, double flip.
Higher leg.
Oh, it's always going to be something, you know. I mean, I used to kick myself in the head all the time, and it was, people go, oh, your leg, God, you can really get. For me, it was just, I called it a trick, because most hip hop people don't have that kind of flexibility. So I would kick and do triple turns, and you know. And even growing up, when I first started dancing, they laughed at me because I was doing stuff they couldn't do. So instead of them embracing it, they would make fun of it.
Yeah. Do you think it was just a different time, or?
It was a different time. I was the first hip hop teacher in San Francisco ever.
Really?
Ever.
You got to give him his roses. You got to give him his roses.
Look, I actually have a couple of people have done articles. I have one article, a Monterey magazine did me. They call me a legend in the Bay Area. So they did this whole article on me a couple of years ago.
You are a legend, Ronnie.
Well,
what are you talking about? Come on. Nah. What are you talking about, man?
Wisdom, like I said,
it's
that
OG.
To speak
like,
but I'm
Kung Fu Panda now. You gotta definitely, you gotta definitely just go ahead and take your roses. If they called you a legend, it came out in a magazine.
Yeah,
I mean, you're definitely providing for other people for sure. So,
well, that's my passion. Yeah, I really.
And you're teaching.
I'm a giver. I love to give. Yeah, and I teach. Yeah, I teach at Stanford. I've been at Stanford over 20 years.
What do you teach?
Dance. Okay. I'm in the theater arts department there. So I'm the only hip hop teacher in the theater arts department, and I've been there over 20 years now.
That's cool.
So it's been, for me, like I said, it's a passion to be able to give back. And that's what I look at, what we do for talent. I look at it as a gift. It's a gift. I know it's a gift because it can be taken away.
Yes.
And so I give it, and I what makes me happy is seeing people relish in the gift. Yes. Like to have them watch, like if you just said, let me see you dance. I get nothing from that. I don't like showing off. I'm not. Yes. It's not, again, not
so
about
you wouldn't like do anything like.
No.
Okay.
I would not.
Okay.
Somebody stopped me on the street. Oh, this guy can dance. Show him.
But why do you think it is though? You think it's because like you've been doing it for so long? Because I actually had this conversation with somebody, right, Ronnie? I actually had this conversation. I said one of my guests was here, and she said, "Oh, if somebody would have stopped me and told me do a backflip." She said she would have done it like millions of times, right? Because I forgot what we were talking about. It was like this like anime thing or whatever. Yeah. Have them do like a specific voice of a scene, a sentence. And she said the guy didn't want to do it. But I'm like, how many times do you think he gets asked the same thing? I mean, I think at one point you have to go ahead and just put this like, not a barrier, but you know, you have to at least give yourself a break or something. So I told them in particular, like, I remember getting asked to do specific things like backflips or, you know, at one point I'm carrying these Timberlands and somebody wants me to do a full-on backflip like 10 times.
No.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah.
The answer is no. And we want to do it because that's your ego. You know, you want to show off. You want people to say, I can do that. But I look at it's a job.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always looked at this as a business.
Okay.
It's not something that even though I'm so passionate about it, I love doing it. I would do it in a heartbeat. If you said, come teach for me, we have kids that need, I would come in a heartbeat.
Yes.
But to go out and just show out for somebody out in the street, I can't. And plus, I think about, okay, I go out here, do something stupid, hurt myself. I got to go to work.
Yeah, that's
I mean, this is my money, so this is how I make my money. There would be no way I would go out and just dance for the hell of it, and especially not now.
Yeah.
But again, if I'm in a situation where you said, hey, these kids in the school want to learn, can you come by? Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving back something. But if they said, oh, go up and just dance for them in front of, no.
Yeah, you actually said something very inspirational, like earlier or whatever. I'm definitely going to have to quote that on probably in my Instagram bio or whatever. But even you saying like that, kind of giving back to new talent or whatever in whatever shape, form, whatever. I think when I do this Who Got the Juice thing, I had this one singer, and I told him, I was like, I can connect you with one of the guys that helped us out to open up for these really big artists. And I really try to do or talk to people that could probably give a little bit more information to people who want to learn, or people who are out there seeking for a choreography class or a ballet, or you just have it all. I mean, but one thing that you just haven't done is what kind of singing genres have you done? And then 2, what commercials have you done? Because I had,
Well, I'm not
we kind of
singer.
Went, we kind of went.
Yeah, you kind of jump around. But it's okay. I actually, what I did, I don't know if you saw, I'm the choreographer, show director at Asia SF, the restaurant in San Francisco. So I've been there over 22 years. And a couple of years ago, we did 2 seasons of a show called Transcendent, which ran on the Fuse Network, which Jennifer Lopez owned at the time. So we
look at this guy.
Yeah, well, we came on after Big Frida's show.
Okay.
The Bounce Frida.
Yeah.
So we came on actually before Frida's show.
Really quick, Scream Man, can you pull up the Bounce? What was it called?
Well, our show was called Transcendent. Do you want to look up Big Frida?
No. Okay, you know what? Go ahead and pull up Transcendent.
Yeah.
And how can I search it up? Just put Transcendent.
Transcendent. It should come
on
up.
YouTube or?
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it's on YouTube. I know we were on Hulu and all of those.
Okay.
But yeah, season 1 was probably the funniest. If you can get episode 1, season 1.
Okay. Or you could put So I mean, he'll pull that up, and you can keep telling me a little bit.
Okay, cool.
About,
yeah. So
that's why I have Scream Man, because sometimes I could go ahead and talk about let's say the best Mexican dish, and you're gonna be like, I don't know what that is. So I have Scream Man, and he'll pull it up, and is that
that's it? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I mean, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, all of our waitresses at Asia SF are all transgender. So, and me being one of the only choreographers in the world to work with transgender women, it's also been kind of a platform. And we just opened up in Palm Springs also too.
Okay.
So,
and how's that? I mean, you can go ahead and tell people a little bit about that. What kind of challenges did you get? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was not easy.
Well, let me go back. Let's clean up one thing at a time. So anyway, Transcendent, basically
they can see this on Hulu and
yes, Transcendent. We did 2 seasons, so there's 2 seasons of Transcendent.
Season 2 already out?
Oh yeah, it came out right after back to back. So it was. I think we did. I want to say 2015 and 16, something like that. So it was.
When is the 3rd season coming out?
We're not doing. After the 2nd season, we were done. It just wasn't produced properly.
Okay.
And the thing that really bothered me was, like I said, because it wasn't produced properly, I don't think it really got its. If we did it again, it would probably be right. Okay. But this season. This season was fun. The first season was interesting. We all knew. I didn't do much of the 2nd season. Okay. And I was in it. That's why I did the songs. Bianca and I, one of the stars in shows, we were the ones to get back to the music. We actually did 2 songs for the show. Yeah. So that's how the music came in. Okay. And my friends, Denny and Tommy, who also do In Vogue's music, they were In Vogue's producers, Tony, and Nation Funktasia and all of those. Anyway, they actually were the ones that I contacted to ask if they'd help me and Bianca do this song.
The whole song,
They hooked us up with some producers. Okay. They produced the music, and Bianca and I went in the studio. 20 minutes later, we wrote our first song. It was done that quick.
Hey, can you give us some quick bars or just a quick single a vocal?
It's almost like especially
just drop it. Ronnie. I want to go ahead and hear. No. Go ahead and drop some. I want to hear something.
It's actually on YouTube.
Hey,
no, sorry, not YouTube. It's on.
Look at Ronnie. Look at Ronnie.
What's the music?
Look at Ronnie's gestures really quick. He's over here doing this. This is really good stuff. Okay, where's it? You said it's on YouTube?
No. It's the first single that we did is called Lift My Shirt, and it's on iTunes.
Lift My Shirt.
Lift My Shirt.
Okay, go ahead and you said on iTunes.
It's on iTunes. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you can look it up. Yeah. The second single hasn't been released. I'm not going to play it for you here because I'm featuring it on my podcast. But it's called. Look, we're going to premiere it because
it hasn't been out.
It hasn't been played
But just really quick, let me go ahead and give you your roses too. Ronnie started a podcast. It's called The Talk.
Yeah, it's called The Chat.
The Chat. Oh my goodness.
With
How
Ronnie
did I get
Reddick.
this wrong? How did I get this wrong?
It's okay.
The Chat,
The
right?
Talk is a show on TV now. But it's called The Chat.
So just really quick, I'm going to go ahead and give you your roses too. You started a podcast. That is really great. I like seeing people go ahead and just do like amazing things. One of my other guests as well had a podcast and he just got really inspired. He's like, you know what? I'm about to do my podcast.
Yeah,
like,
why not?
Hell yeah. So just really quick, just talk a little bit about The Chat too. I would want to go ahead and know, or you could even let the viewership know a little bit about what is it about. I mean, or is there a topic? Is it, whatever? I mean, just.
Well, The Chat for me, there is no specific topic, but if I sit down to talk to you, then it would really be about whatever you want to talk about, but deeper than surface.
Okay.
I don't want to hear about how you look.
Yeah.
I want to know how you feel.
So is this like the Red Table Talk?
It's very much like a Red Table Talk in a sense. I think of it as being therapeutic because
so you
like even here, I mean,
you're planning on having people cry, man.
We're not alone in the room right now, but if it were just you and I, what would we be talking about?
Yeah. Oh,
look at Ronnie. And I want to be able to make sure that as you have someone who's non-judgmental.
Yes.
So you can tell me anything, even though we're talking publicly, so you may not feel like, completely being open about certain things, but at least you're in a safe space where you can go, my family just treats me, and I've always wondered why they did that. We can talk about that because a lot of times it's just bouncing that sort of energy off of people and having someone you can trust enough to ask the question.
Yeah, so let me just tell you a little bit about this, Ronnie. I am a open book. You can talk about anything. You can say anything right here in this platform. And I've shared already like a couple of like, I'm not going to call them gems. I'm just going to call them rubies, right? I've done a couple of that or whatever. Like my last guest, and I want to ask you this, okay? I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to answer this. I told my last guest, I said, how do you feel about waxing your butthole? And my guest said, he said, well, first of all, I don't know exactly what you're into, but he was like, I would personally not do it. So he just could go ahead and answer.
I've never done that. I've never thought about. I don't even shave my balls because I think it would be itchy.
Okay.
When the hair grows back, I don't want to deal with that.
Once you do it,
consistently, yes.
Not even consistently.
Well, for me, we got different hair types.
Yeah. Not even consistently, but I feel like once you do it, it's just like, I guess it's like normal. It's just like, okay, it's like you having like your morning coffee or whatever.
Yeah,
it's really quick.
Well, you're a manscaper, so
no, they have actually. You just mentioned Manscaped or whatever. They have that machine now. I never had that machine. I had to go ahead and do it with like a peanut or whatever. Peanut is this like.
So you're not even razor shaving it.
I'm big time razor shaving.
Okay.
I even do it with a straight blade, like the one that I cut my hair with.
Right.
Yeah, I get down there for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Well, would you ever show us the final product of what it looks like?
The final product. Look at Ronnie.
I mean, this is supposed to be open.
Hey, it is open.
Okay,
yeah, it is open.
Look, you can show me off screen. I just want to see. I want to see how clean it is. Maybe I'll try it. I never thought about it. I mean, when you said it, it didn't throw me. I was just like, I've never thought about that. I just have never thought about it.
No, so one thing about the wax butthole whatsoever, the reason why that came about, right?
Yeah.
So one time, like, everybody thinks that they're really attractive, really good looking, but it's always that, I don't know, like maybe like I was just leaning far too left to the, like, let's say to the couch or whatever, and like my girlfriend said, babe, it's like, you have a hairy ass butthole, right? Because like the boxers were just like leaning a little slightly to the left.
About. Yeah.
And the ball came out too, And she was just like, but that's the thing, right?
Yeah. So
when you do shave, I guess it exposes, like if you are like hairy from the legs or whatever, because, everything is clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she told me, she was just like, dang, like, like your butthole is hairy, right? So right when that happened.
But is she doing anything to it? Why
No.
But why was she concerned about that?
No, it's not that. We just
It's
very
aesthetic.
open. Yeah, we're just very open like that.
Okay.
We just pretty much talk about it. If something happens like that, I mean, she'll tell me. I'm pretty sure she was like, he's not gonna say anything, because the following day, I think the same day of, I'm like, I'm gonna say that in my podcast, and then she was just like, oh my goodness. I'm just very open
why
like
not?
that.
I am too. I mean, sex is something that's because I don't believe in gay and straight.
Yeah,
that's another thing that kind of sets me apart. Being raised in San Francisco, I never knew people were making those kind of choices. I mean, I knew as growing up, guys were always, but there's just certain things I think that girls do that guys can't, and I have certain things that guys do that girls can't. So if you've actually had the opportunity to experience both, you would go, okay, now I know why they do it. Yeah. Because you have millions of people enjoying sex with other people, whether it's the same sex or opposite sex, that enjoy it. So, and I always tell men this, because men are the, buttholes, for instance. You start talking about somebody touching your butthole, you're oh man, I don't go. But yet, there's too many people doing it, and especially Latin guys that I know of. Something about it must be good.
No,
so
Ronnie, I'd be eating the booty hole for sure.
Well,
that's probably the best.
But
part.
Have you had yours eaten?
Nah, of course not.
Well,
but
why do you say that if it's clean?
Nah. I told you I didn't. I have not like waxed or anything like that. I said
but you peanutted it. You've cleaned it. Just.
Look,
not shaved it
with a
razor.
Ronnie, check this out. So let me just get you like.
So like I said, don't get me started because I'll get into the.
Ronnie, let me just get you
scare you off the podcast.
Nah, of course not. Nah, I'm here.
Okay, all right.
There's really no judgments on it.
Yeah, I don't judge.
Yeah, we're really like pretty much open to any conversation with
Perfect.
Her. But point of the matter is that made my guest super uncomfortable. Like you should have seen, he was just like, oh, like he was already like. A little bit tipsy.
You're dealing with a man. I know who I am.
But but with that said or whatever, like that's one thing. If something happens in the real world or whatever, I'll bring it here, and I'll go ahead and either one, like use it as humor. Two, go ahead and just bring it and just see where everybody's perspective is at. Yeah. That whole thing with the whole that what is that Jada Smith. And
that entanglement?
Yes. So my first guest was actually saying that she'd be open to open relationships. So even then, that is like one thing that I'm like, oh man, like I wouldn't even ever think about that or whatever. So I actually like seeing how people actually come and take something so little, which it could be that entanglement or the wax butthole, whatever, and they just take it up here. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get me started on that,
get started. I want to hear your perspective.
Well, I actually, like I said, I don't believe in gay and straight.
Okay.
I believe you can love more than one person. Okay. You may not love them the same.
Yes.
But you can love more than one person. But we're taught differently.
Okay.
And I think as men, especially, we aren't even taught to really have real friendships. There's always this thing where, man, there's this machismo thing that we carry.
Look him using Latin words, machismo.
Look, I've been around, like I said. Look, I used to hang out in the mission. Look, I know a little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
But I say that because I think... I mean, I at 17, 18, I was asking my male friends, why can't I be as close to you as I am to my female friends? I didn't understand it.
Yes.
Because I love you the same. Like, I feel the same way about you. And I didn't believe in this whole bisexual thing because I wasn't attracted to every girl and I wasn't attracted to every guy. It really was people that I cared about. I'm still one of those guys, a unicorn in a sense. I don't have casual sex. I don't believe in casual sex. I don't believe in open relationships, but I do believe your relationship can have extras if there's communication where you bring it in together.
So you mean like a
like I don't want to be able to get up and just go sleep with whoever I want. Yeah, that's an open relationship. I mean, if we're together and I'm like, I'm gonna go sleep with you cool that
with Julio.
Yeah, or with Don or
Juan.
No, I'm talking girls or guys. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not a gay straight thing for me. It's a person that I feel connected to for me, which is weird for a guy because usually, anybody you get excited. It's like I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I need to be comfortable with you.
So you mentioned unicorn, right?
Yeah.
That's the first time that I've actually like heard about that or whatever. Just break it down for the viewers. I mean, there's some people that already know what it is.
Well,
so.
unicorn to me is unique.
Okay.
Like, this is another thing that's going to blow them. I don't drink. I've never had a drink in my life.
Ever.
Not
no
a sip
margarita,
of wine.
no beer, no.
You went straight to margarita. Not wine, not champagne, not beer, nothing. I've never had a drink, a taste of a drink.
Yeah.
I've never smoked. I've never done drugs. I don't even cuss.
Okay.
So, again, a unicorn. There's not very many people like me and most people that say, oh, I've never drank before, or I drank in high school, or I smoked a little weed before.
Yes.
I've never done any of it. I've never missed it. Now, I've watched people do it, and I'm in entertainment. I've seen people doing, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything. And they don't even notice that I don't. Because I'm in the room.
Ronnie is like, I've seen everybody do everything.
I see
He's
it
trying
all.
to not cuss or nothing or
Look,
bring up the word.
I mean, I've seen bumps. I've seen pills. I've seen people take all kind of, they go there.
Do you feel like people take like bumps just to go ahead and get that extra like energy, or do you feel like actually people take bumps to go ahead and actually perform a lot stronger? Or
okay, think of this: when you go out, why do you drink?
I actually don't drink.
Well, you've drank though before.
Well, if I do drink,
no. Have you drank before? Have you been out just
of course,
partying?
Of course.
So why did you do it? Think about why you did it.
See, now I feel like I'm over here like in school and stuff, and I'm gonna get like an F or something.
No, you'll never. It's not judgment.
You're gonna go ahead and
this is discovery. This is where we're.
Okay, so why go and drink or whatever?
Well, why did you drink?
I could definitely say like, I think when I was really drinking.
Think about it.
No. This team right here, so Yamaluch, which is also in the Scream Man, Gordo.
Yeah.
I don't think Gordo's really around, but also definitely like the guy that's doing the videography and all of that good stuff. He's editing right now as we're speaking.
Yeah.
This guy definitely probably came out with me like on all of my probably craziest journeys, and this is like from drinking in LA to like even in San Jose or whatever, like everywhere.
Okay.
And I think at that point it was just probably being young and just.
But why? Yeah. Think about why. Not young is not a reason.
Well, another thing too, it's just like I don't know, just being in high school. I mean,
because you're hesitating.
Well, I don't know.
I want you to tell me.
Yeah, I mean,
think about. That's why I said you have to stop. You can't talk about it when you're thinking about
the chat.
Well, the chat. This is the chat, my friend. But I always try to get people to think about it. A lot of times, and this is just my perspective. I know people go out to drink because for them it's part of a good time. And then it becomes something, because once you've thrown up, why would you ever want to do that again?
I don't even think I've gotten
Not you specifically. I'm just saying in general. Think about go out, throwing up. Why would you ever want to do that again? But yet, I know people that go out every single weekend and go through that same thing.
I can't do that.
But I'm saying there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And either they're masking something or they're scared to be who they are when they're. So it gives them this courage to be more than that.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
I'm actually way better when I don't, like, let's say, sip on or whatsoever, because I feel like my personality carries, like, energy. And that energy, I think, transcends even further than even drinking or whatever. I know a lot of people that drink to go ahead and just,
loosen
be
up.
loud and whatever.
Turn up.
Yes, I think I am like naturally like that. I'm naturally loud and all of that. I think I've calmed down through the years or whatever, but I'm always like saying like just random stuff and just being, just stupid, I guess sometimes. Just saying like the whole butthole thing or whatever. Just little things like that.
That's not stupid though.
But,
that's interesting.
But okay, look around him. When he drives back, he's gonna be like, he's gonna start thinking and stuff.
Well, no, I mean, I have friends that shave their buttholes. I never thought about it for myself. That wasn't a question.
It got to be waxed though. You just said shave.
Even wax.
Okay.
I mean, I just never thought about it.
Now, we covered the singing.
Yes.
Now
a little bit.
Okay, then keep dropping the
No.
gems.
That was pretty much it, because I can't until I release on my podcast, the actual single, which I love. I was inspired by the Yin Yang Twins when I did it.
Okay.
So
it definitely
the hook
goes,
of it.
What you see, my.
No. The hook of it goes.
What you see, my.
Kind of. It goes. Make the bitches pop. Make the bitches pop.
Oh!
Make the bitches pop. So that's kind of the.
We just got the exclusive right
here.
here.
That's kind of the hook of it.
Yeah.
So and I do the hook through the whole song.
You said making the bitches pop.
Peaches. Make the peaches clap.
Clap?
Make the peaches clap. Make the peaches clap. Yeah, it's all about booty popping. But it's the song is called Tongue Pop.
Tongue Pop.
Yeah, and it's called and even though it's said when you think it's saying a bad word, everyone thinks I'm saying a bad word, and I think that's why it's gonna go over so well.
Yeah. No, that's pretty creative. I'll tell you that right now.
But yeah, it's basically and I literally went into the studio. The song was playing, and I got on the mic and.
I just talked about the peaches,
and it became the whole background for the song. So it was the hook of the song.
Cool.
Yeah, but it reminded me of because I did it in that whisper sort of voice,
and
it reminded me of the Yin Yang Twins, and so that's where I came from.
The only thing that I do remember, I remember being in middle school and definitely trying to sing to the girl and whisper in her ear. It didn't come out as cool as you thought and stuff.
Well, boys can be stupid. I'll just say it. As a boy, I can say it's just stupid. I mean, we do things all the time that we think, even in sex, you think you're doing something, and that's what you should do. Bring your girl in here and have an honest, ask her how many times she actually orgasms. With you and not faking it. How many times do you actually do that? Because I can tell you most men think they're doing stuff. I have so many. I remember driving. I could tell you one quick story. I was driving 3 girls that were dancing with me home one day from a rehearsal. And something came up. One of the girls was dating a fireman. Okay. Big old guy. And he's black. One of the other girls is biracial, and the other girl was, she's Asian and Latin. Yeah. And so we were driving, and the girls started asking her, about having sex with him, and she was like, "I've been with him for 2 years, and I haven't orgasmed once. By myself with him. Of course. By myself I can, but I can't with him." And the other 2 girls in the car turned and they looked at her and they said, "We haven't either with our boyfriends." Yeah. And I thought, and I literally pulled over. I said, "Wait, what the hell? Yeah. You need to teach these guys what you need. You stop giving them just what they want. Teach them what you need. Why would you go through? This is years.
I think I already got that though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's something that I would love to hear. Yeah, this is the real stuff that I want to talk about because I think we need to hear it as men. We need to know it's not just about anything wet and we get in and it's like the wop. It's the guy thing,
the wet ass gushy.
Yes, you get it. You're gonna finish. Yeah, but we don't stop and think about they act. They are good at we want to turn this into anything more than PG.
It started sounding like Tarzan and shit. This guy's hitting fucking vocals and stuff.
Right, but I'm just saying that surprised me, and I was a grown man. I mean, I was probably in my early 30s when I heard that, and I never thought about it. I never thought. And then now, every time
was another thing that surprised
I think
me?
About it. Yeah.
Was another thing that surprised me? One of my guests here, whatever, it was the last one as well, the second to last. He said, I had said something about like I stuck it in her booty or whatever, and she shit it, right? And then he said it himself. He was like, "Yeah, that has never happened to me or whatever." It's just
it's never happened where
no.
Or he never tried it.
My friend has never had somebody shit on him. So
but he's done it before.
So my friend or whatever, he says it himself. He says that he's not bisexual. He knows that he likes men. So I mean, you just mentioned right now that you don't believe in bisexuality.
Well, I don't understand why gay men are so scared of vaginas. I don't get it. I mean, I like penetration. Yeah, America.
Yeah. This is America.
I like penetration. As a man, I like penetration. Yeah. And I say this to my young brothers out there because you don't have to act a certain way to be a certain way. Yeah. If you're attracted to a man, it's okay. Yeah. If you're attracted to a woman, it's okay too. Yeah. But just know, like, you know, I'll say this out loud. I think men get better blowjobs than women. But it's a mental thing for, I would say, a cisgendered male, like a straight guy, to think, you know. And my transgender girls, they're like kids to me.
Okay.
Like I'm very protective of them.
Yes.
I don't see them sexually. And so I'm always trying to get other people not to sexually objectify them.
Yes, correct.
Because I know how society sees them, and they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
But they're more than their beauty.
Yeah.
And so even the girls, even though they know that's their power, I'm always trying to get them, don't go with that first. Go with something else. Go with your intellect. Go with your creativity. Go with something else first. You're always going to be sexy.
And I think you answered when I had asked you how difficult was that one show that you did. Or whatever,
it was hard
because of that. I mean, I think you just answered it
was
for
hard.
everybody that definitely is transcending.
Yes, it's transcendent.
And how do you, like, let's say, how do you justify, or how do you go ahead and just come across, like, let's say, like, you know, any of your friends or whatever? What is a proper way, I mean, to go ahead and even, like, give them their roses? Because I know at one point, even to say the word gay, it was just really strong, and at one point some people were feeling like really offended or whatever. I mean, I have gay friends or whatever.
Well, if you identify as gay and you want to be, this is how I use it as a respect. Tell me what you want me to call you.
Yeah.
Because right now, them, she, they, he, you know, there's all these pronouns. I don't know. So I, out of respect, I have to ask you what you want me to call you.
Yes.
And the girls, they're girls. They're not drag queens, and that's the misconception. People look at them and go, "Oh, this is drag queen."
Okay.
It's not RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
These women. These women live, and I have lots of friends that are on RuPaul's Drag Race. Actually, I'm going to see Coco Montrese in Vegas, one of the stars of the RuPaul Drag Race, and I'm interviewing him on because he takes off his wig. He's a man.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing him on Thursday.
Okay.
But these girls live as women 24/7. There's no wig. That's their hair.
Yes.
Everything, everything is there.
Yes.
You would see them as any other woman, and they only usually date straight men.
Yes.
They're not interested in gay men.
Yes.
Because they are women in their head. A lot of people, the genitalia sometimes is the issue with a lot of people, but I find that a lot of men that date these women are straight men. They only date women.
Yeah.
And it's confusing to people, your audience, I'm sure.
No, you know what? This is
but I'm saying
totally
it's
fine.
non-judgmental, but that's what I'm saying. If you want to understand it, you want to think the way the person thinks.
Okay, so
like,
tell them right off the rip or whatever, say, hey, like, you know, I mean,
treat
is it
them
even,
like you would treat any other woman.
Of course, but is it even like, okay? I mean, now I think I'm getting closer to. I know exactly what you mean, but so you mean like just at that point or whatever, you would just pretty much pay homage and give them the respect, give them the roses, and just not even say anything. Just treat them as women directly.
Yeah,
just not even.
Okay. Well, they're people.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we want to all be treated
of course,
with respect as human beings. Period. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Human.
Yes.
She is human. You are human.
Yes.
He is human. They are human. Human first.
Yes.
After that, and then you'd be surprised. You know, that's why I said for straight men, what I identify as straight men, for them to be with these girls, I think is a hurdle because they have to be able to get over what they've been taught all their lives that, you know, wait, this is not.
Yeah.
Whereas the girls have always identified as the gender that they're living as.
Yes.
And so out of respect, they're women. So, and we've had some ignorant older people who come in and will say to the girls, do you still have your penis? Or, you know, what's your boy name?
Yes. Yeah.
And the girls, you know, I mean, for us, there's almost a transgender sensitivity training that most people go through. I didn't really go through it. I've learned because of the years I've worked with the girls what works for them and what doesn't. But they've taught me a lot. I mean, just about human nature and about the struggle. We have no idea what it's like to survive unless people are Imagine somebody going, you got tattoos on your arm, we don't even want you in here.
Yeah.
Or you can't even come into the house with my son as his friend because
you can't even speak English.
Or you're brown skinned. We don't allow brown skinned people. You would feel it if you had experienced it, and not saying that we haven't, because of course we've all had some sort of discrimination. Being in the Bay, we've been very blessed because
that's what I was gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, we didn't really go through a lot of that.
I think probably 10. I mean, I'm not gonna really like drop like actual fact numbers, but from what I've seen, I think like probably in the past 10 years, I think it's probably been a little bit, I'm not gonna say more like accepting or whatever, but now you don't hear too much about it being like a problem, or like even Pride, everything goes like so smooth. So many people go. I mean, this is my observation or whatever.
Have you been to Pride?
I think I've been once, yeah.
Just once.
I think I've been once, and when I went, I think I had gone with it was that I think it was in Oakland. I don't even think I went to the one in San Francisco.
San Francisco is it's magical. Yeah. I mean, it. I don't know if it'll ever be the same again, but
because of the whole pandemic.
Yeah, we were that, and the fact that I mean, transcended. We were Grand Marshals one year. In the parade, and just to see the millions of people and everybody's there celebrating just the diversity of life and just having, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And that's why I tell people, step away from your grouping. I always tell my friends this too. If you look around and everybody looks like you,
it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You can't relate to that. I mean, that's why this whole thing about Black Lives Matter and every lives matter. Yeah. Well, until Black Lives Matter, how can anything else? And black doesn't mean just black. It really does encompass all of us, because it's saying, look at them. They've been here this whole time, and you've treated them like this, and our Latino brothers and sisters. And a lot of us are biracial anyway. So it's like Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, and a lot of them look at themselves as being Latino, but they have African heritage, which means we're all brothers and sisters. And you think about the first humans came from Africa and descended out. So our mother, when you say the motherland of Africa, we really are all descendants of each other. So why not try to love each other, at least get to know each other? And culturally, we all have differences, but I want to learn your differences. Come over, cook with me. Come over and share a meal, and have a kiki. Like sit down and talk, so that we can get to know what hurts you. Because what hurts you, I think, may be funny, and and you're like, that's not funny to me. We grew up, we didn't play like that. My grandmother told me da. So, and I was raised by my grandmother too. Just
and I think here in the Bay Area is actually, like, I feel like, just as a race or whatever, a lot of people, like, I remember growing up, I've always had like a mixed group of like friends or whatever. Even I think in middle school, I had like a lot of Asian friends. Like I've always like been around like so many different like races and stuff, for sure, ethnicities. And I mean, I think, have
you ever dated outside of your race?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
who?
I've dated an African American girl. I've dated. I think I've had a fair share, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
that was one, but fair share. I'll have to take your word.
No,
I want to see the prom pictures.
He said the prom pictures.
I want to see the pictures. I need proof.
I don't think
where are the receipts?
I don't think you
need the receipts.
I don't think you want to date. I don't think you want to go ahead and see the prom pictures. They were terrible, man. My prom was so bad. Let me tell you, my prom was at a Mexican restaurant. That's how bad it was.
I went to 8 proms.
8?
I was invited every year since my senior year in high school. People kept. I became, like I said, this shy, geeky guy to all of a sudden prom king. I mean, I was literally, girls were constantly calling me, hey, you want to take me to? I mean, it was crazy. Winter balls. I mean, I've probably been to altogether 12, 15. All after my senior year. I was already graduated, and sometimes I would do 2 proms in a I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy considering I grew up like every other guy. God, what am I going to do prom? I didn't know if I was going to be able to drive. I had to get my license, all this stuff. And so just my senior prom was like the very first. It was like, But after that, it became like, routine.
Whatever,
Yeah, it was cool.
I think I've only been to like one prom, if I'm not mistaken.
Most people have been
I
to
think
one or
so,
two,
yeah.
junior and maybe senior.
Yeah,
prom.
I think
I
so.
went to 8.
Yeah, I don't think I think once that prom finished, I was just like, okay, cool. I think I had sex in the back of a truck, if I remember correctly.
At a prom?
The prom night for sure.
Prom night.
Look at also.
Why was he there?
Nah. He definitely went to the same high school and stuff. So this guy's already probably.
Oh, is that when you lost your virginity?
Nah,
in the back of the truck?
Nah, come on. Nah,
I don't know. I didn't have sex till I was.
I had
17,
sex,
18.
I had sex when I was probably like 12, maybe.
Oh no.
I think somewhere around.
Was that even sex, really?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I remember my dick hurt hella much and stuff. Like, I remember I couldn't even touch it because I was like, oh shit hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it definitely was sex. And I think.
Well, if it hurt you, what did it do to her?
Yeah, I think she was in pain too. But and then I remember even like being probably like, I think it was like 15, I think, and I had like sex with like a 23-year-old, I think. And then by the time that I was already like in,
that's why these teachers go into jail.
And by the time that I was like in middle school, like in like 7th grade or whatever, I was already feeling like Bruce Almighty. You know, I'm over here like, oh yeah, like I know what to do. You know, just because, and that was my neighbor or whatever. So like every single time that I wanted to go ahead and just get some cookies, I was going.
Wait, you were 15?
Yeah, I was like 15, yeah.
Well, you don't want to out her because that was child abuse.
Nah, but she doesn't know. But she doesn't know. Like,
I know, but I'm just saying. That's why I'm careful about names. I try not to, because when you think about it.
I didn't say a name.
No, but I'm just saying, when you think about it as kids, that's what we all would have done because that's. I think you can learn more from.
I think I did. I did learn a whole lot.
I think you learn from older people, but I'm not condoning that. And don't write me and say he believes in.
The chat. No. Just really quick. But I mean, even then, I would have still said that or whatever. Of course, I'm not gonna drop any names. But,
of course, yeah.
But I'll tell you this: that by the time that high school came about, man, I felt pretty like confident about anything. I was just like, you know what? Let's do this. Like, what's going on? You know, seriously. And I think
with no responsibility, just
you said no responsibility.
I know boys in high school.
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah, well, at least you don't have. Hopefully, you have kids now, but or a kid now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were going around. I mean, I've had that happen. I've had.
Hey,
girls coming up. I think I might be. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was just us not being responsible.
Ronnie, so you've knocked you've knocked a couple of boxes before, and
yeah, it's been I mean, like I said, I had my fair share of beautiful ladies in my life.
Yeah.
And I've only had.
How many women have you been with?
Oh my god.
Now how many? I mean you. Come on.
I've been with a lot over my hands. I mean, I definitely been with a lot of girls, but for me, it wasn't. I don't know. Like I said, I was so shy.
Yes.
I always felt like I was being pursued, and I think that's kind of what turned me off a little bit with girls so much. Because I still am attracted to women and. Heartbeat. Now I'm cool with everything.
So how does your partner feel about that? Like, is he like open to that?
Oh yeah, we both have been pretty cool about that, and that's we have our 28-year anniversary coming up September 1st. So we've been
do it at
best
the W
friends.
Hotel or
no, we've been best friends. I don't really believe in marriage. That's another thing, which is a rarity.
Man.
I'm not a marrying sort of person. I believe you can have kinship and relationships, and they can last you your whole lifetime. But marriage, for some reason, changes people, and I know it's. I mean, I think I would marry someone in order for them to keep. My property in order for them to not have to deal with legalities with my family, but I don't believe in marriage. I believe you have great relationships without all that.
Hey, Scream Man, give me like an extended 10, because I know that we're coming down to like the time or whatever, I want to keep hearing about like marriage or whatever.
Well, you have to come on my chat.
Okay, yeah, but let me just finish this whole time. Let's get it good, and I will seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you tell me when.
Well, it's gonna get.
Nah, you tell me. It's totally fine. I'm all up for it. You tell me when, and I'll make it happen for sure.
All right,
okay?
cool, definitely.
But the only thing is, when I pretty much go to, like, let's say your podcast or whatever, I will tell you this. That is because, one, I know you. Two, I'm all the way here for support.
Right.
So no matter what you do, whether it's the next choreography, whether it's, let's say, another reality show, whatever it is, I'm always all up for support. So
perfect.
Regardless, whatever you got going, I am the last, or when you see it on the timer or whatever, whenever you see the last 2 minutes or whatever, I'm going to keep an eye out on that or whatever. You're going to tell me social media. You're going to tell me what kind of upcoming projects you got and all of that. That's going to be all for you, okay? But now tell me a little bit where we're like left off talking about the whole marriage, yeah.
Well, I don't believe in marriage.
Yeah.
I don't believe it for everybody. I think people need to have a better understanding of friendship with their partners. Men, women, women, men, men, women, women. I think you need to have great friendship because if you can sit up and talk to me about your fantasies and you can't tell your partner, you're not friends.
Yeah.
So how is that?
Yeah.
Why would you marry somebody you can't? For every man that goes, man, I can't tell my girl that.
Yeah.
Tell her your fantasies.
Yeah.
Tell her the things that you want to try. And hopefully, and this is a woman thing too, women need to get better at, because that's why their men are dipping into other things. Because
you're Ronnie using slang, dipping.
Hey, look. I'm on the streets. Look. Anyway.
What streets are you from?
I'm from Little Hollywood. Look, San Francisco. Anyway. But no, I say this to a lot of women, and it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
But I think if women were open to the idea of hearing what their men were curious about, it would keep their men from straying. Because men are always curious about something they've seen or heard. That's why porn is so big. I'm not a big porn guy because I prefer to hands-on, but I know how big porn is. And people say, oh, I jacked off 5 times a day. I'm like, what? I don't get it. For me, it's just not something I'm into. But I understand where that comes from, guys. And girls are built differently, so they don't really do that. They don't really understand why you need to do it. So if you could have those sort of conversations, that to me is real talk. When you can have those sort of conversations with your partner, and maybe you want to invite in another guy or another girl and try that, being open-minded and knowing you will never lose love for your person. So why jealous? Why be jealous? I will always love you this way. So, but doesn't mean I can't lust or be attracted to something else. That's a reality, and I think women need to understand that.
I think what's in my fantasy, I definitely want to go ahead and eat my girl's box in a handstand. So I definitely want to do like a cartwheel, hold the handstand, and then just
be up against the wall.
And then
just have your butt up against.
I think I could hold a good handstand for a good maybe 8 minutes.
That's not gonna be long enough.
And then I'll tell you this. I'll go ahead and just definitely just like either eat the box or eat the booty, one of those two.
Right.
And then just wherever I could go ahead and get off, and then just come off with the front flip, and then just roll up and just what's next,
Okay, now what's she gonna do?
I think that's definitely.
Well, what about her fantasy? That's yours. What do you think hers is?
And then the second one. Let me go ahead and tell you the second one really quick.
Okay, go ahead, because I know it's on your agenda. Let's go.
Yeah, no, this was definitely planned for, but I just didn't think it was gonna come this later in the day. And definitely, I think the second one is like, I think as far as like, it's probably gonna be having like I want like a total of like 6 kids. I don't know if that's like a crazy fantasy or whatever. I have one, right? But I've always wanted a big family. Right?
Yeah, but you're not gonna birth these kids, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
you do the easy part.
I mean, this is like just one of those things. I would have to go ahead and just drop it. put it in the paper, say, hey, baby, look. Just read that.
Well,
it's only going to have two. It's only going to have two there. It's only going to have two there. I think the handstand is definitely very manageable. I got that in the pocket.
You could do that tomorrow.
Of course.
Tonight.
Yeah. But I think that second line on there or whatever is definitely going to go ahead and, and just, I don't know why.
How long you guys been together?
Probably, I've been knowing this woman for probably a good, maybe 10 years.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
11 years.
Just your girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's just your girlfriend after 10 years?
No, I think, she's the baby of my
baby
daughter.
Mama?
Yeah. And she is my girlfriend.
Okay.
She is my
Have you
partner.
guys been together consistently, or has this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, if I was to tell you, I could go ahead and definitely do it.
Well, that's another time.
Yeah, the second time it would
probably
gonna talk your ear out or whatever. But yeah, I've been knowing her for so long or whatever. I'm very comfortable with her. I can easily go ahead and just talk to her about anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why when I was younger, I think I was probably 23, 24, or 22. And I was already thinking about having kids. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. That's definitely not a unicorn. But I would have to tell you, and as I was 23, I was like, man, if I was to have kids, how much would I want to go ahead and how many would I want to have, whatever? Definitely somewhere in the 5, 6 range.
Mm-hmm.
I think as I had my first kid, I was definitely a little bit nervous. I was I don't know how a second one would be, but for some reason, I visually see myself having a big family. I don't know why.
How much money you make a year?
Look at you're going to support these kids.
I mean, the reality is, we talk about the responsibility.
Yeah.
That's why I probably didn't have kids, because I wanted to have at least one.
Yeah.
And I just thought about my life.
Ronnie, you could go ahead and...
Well, it's easy to do.
Ronnie,
it's easy to do.
Look at Ronnie.
And I have friends, too, that have offered to do it with me.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at my life and I think how selfish I would be.
Yeah.
And that's just my feeling. I don't say that because, I'm uncle to a lot of, I have probably 10, 11 nieces and nephews, maybe 12. I love them to death. I just know that my life, I get up and go.
Yeah.
And I would want him on my back, like a little backpack, and I would just hit it. I just know it's not realistic. And I just know that my life would have been very different.
So even 10 years from now, let's say you're just everything is, let's say, I don't know, where do you see 10 years from now, but you don't see yourself maybe potentially kicking back.
I'm mid-50s.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 years from...
55.
I'm 56.
56.
I'll be 57 in October.
That's not mid-50s, Ronnie. That's already...
After 50s. Yeah, I'm closer to 60 than 50. But that's what I'm saying. 56 is my mid-50s. 55, 56.
Okay.
Anyway.
My fault.
I'm young enough mentally, spiritually, I think, to do it.
Do you feel like you get younger as the age? No?
No.
Okay.
I don't
Some
have
people say
my
that
patience, and I'm the most patient person in the
Yeah.
world, is very thin now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to deal with the BS. I don't want to deal with the ridiculous.
Yes.
So now you come up to me and you're having a real conversation and you start going left. I'm like, bring it back. Bring it back.
Yeah,
Let's what are we talking about? Because I don't want to waste my time.
Of course.
Okay, so let me give you all my social media stuff that you need before we get crazy.
Yes, sir.
My Instagram is just Ron, R-O-N, Redd, R-E-D-D, at Instagram, of course. And that's usually where most people can find, or Facebook. I love Facebook because for me, it's a networking tool. I have dancers in Miami. I have dancers in New York. I have people in Vegas, LA. So they're all over. So I can reach out and across the globe too. And so it's easy for me to just, like my auditions, everything I do. I'm not working right now as far as work. I mean, everything gig-wise is shut down. All my gigs that were coming up are all gone.
Yes.
So that's going to be on hold for a little bit, and I'm just going to sit back and work on this. I want to write a book, and I'm working on reaching out to people because I think we need to connect better. Yeah. And that's kind of what I want to do.
That's cool stuff. So I definitely go ahead and recommend you guys check out his Instagram, check out his Facebook. And I mean, if you could go ahead and probably drop, I don't know, something on his like Facebook Messenger, maybe let's say.
Well, I ain't gonna add you unless
no,
you leave me
maybe,
a message.
no. Let me go ahead and say this. Maybe let's say you want to go ahead and come out on his podcast show. Maybe let's say you have something good, or let's say you're
interesting.
Yeah, let's say you're coming up with like choreography, whatever the case is, or you want to be a dancer, successful dancer, whatever. This guy is the man. This guy will go ahead and like I will tell you this right now, and anybody could go ahead and differ, but if I was to go ahead and get any, let's say I was to get any gems, it would be either from Jennifer Lopez or this guy. I would definitely get some gems from this guy, because I see you seriously as like an entrepreneur for sure, 100%. Because
thank you.
I mean, a lot of people know about you or whatever because you've brought in people jobs, and you've did a lot of gigs, and you have your clients. You're in San Francisco. You have your studio. And, I could keep going on and on and on and on. But
yeah, if
you want to get any gems, you want to do your own dance studio eventually, maybe later on in life or whatever.
Well, you don't need a studio.
You say you don't need a studio? You
don't need a studio. You can work from anywhere. Yeah. Talent is talent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But still, I mean.
Well, I appreciate this this outlet and being able to come in and share this with your people. So.
And then last thing, we usually at the very end say, who got the juice on the count of 3, and then you gotta say I got the juice, okay? It's
all right.
Pretty simple. So 3, 2, 1. Who got the juice? Nah, you gotta wait for who got the juice.
Well, you know what? So you don't say it at the same time?
No. Okay, look.
You said count of 3.
No.
You didn't say after you.
On the count of 3, I'm gonna say who got the juice.
And
then you're going to say, I got the juice.
Okay, so after you.
Or you know what?
Look, I'm a choreographer. Okay. I follow directions.
Okay, just really quick. Look real quick. You know what? We're going to do this better, okay? So on the count of 3, Scream Man is going to say, who got the juice? And then we're going to say, I got the juice, okay? Come on, Scream Man.
Who got the juice?
Nah, come on, Scream Man. You got to do it on the count of 3, man.
I thought you were counting down.
Oh, man. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Who got the juice?
I got the juice. Yeah. Thank you.
Come listen to Who Got the Juice podcast. It's an open podcast to new talent, life experiences, and entrepreneurship. Who got the juice? Yeah. Let's do it again.